Welcome again to the Cobra Sports Network with Bo Neal, and I'm Major LaRue for this week's weekly update.
Yeah, Major, this week the cross-country team ran their district meet. Both the boys and the girls are advancing to the regional meet. We'll have more info on them and all the teams next week on next week's weekly update.
Now let's switch our focus from cross-country to Cobra volleyball.
Yeah, Major, the SPNI Volleyball Player of the Week was senior setter number 6, Pacey Rowe. On the week, she had 31 assists, 15 digs, 4 aces, 4 kills, and 1 block. Pacey has worked incredibly hard for us this year, and her defense and her setting consistency has been a key in our wins.
Yeah, JVB on Tuesday played against Hallettsville and lost 1-2, but they turned it around for Friday against Tidehaven and won 2-0. JVB is now in second place.
On Tuesday, the JVA won 2-1 against Hallettsville and also won against Tidehaven 2-0. JV is tied for first place right now.
Yeah, varsity played against Hallettsville and won 3-1. Then on Friday, volleyball played against Tidehaven and won 3-0. Varsity's currently in second place in the district behind Columbus.
We look forward to seeing volleyball start strong in the second round of district. Now let's move on into football. Football opened up district play versus Tidehaven this past week. The freshman football put up 32 points in the first quarter and brought the second team in for the Cobras to get the win 39-0 over East Bernard.
Yeah, JV won 23-0 against Tidehaven, and varsity played against Tidehaven this week at home, but came up just a bit short, 13-21. The Cobras started the game strong with the defense forcing 2 turnovers in the first quarter. By halftime, the Cobras had made it a tight game at 13-14. With 2 minutes left in the game, the offense drove to the 5-yard line, but Tidehaven came up with a huge stop to keep the Cobras from having a chance to tie up the game. That wraps up football, but now let's look into this week of Cobra athletics.
The Cobra volleyball team played Edna at home and came away with 3 wins. Friday, they will play Columbus at home, and the game starts at 4:30.
Freshman football plays Shiner in Shiner on Thursday at 7 p.m. JV football plays Van Vleck at home on Thursday at 7 p.m. and will be brought to you here on the Cobra Sports Network.
Yeah, Major, the varsity football team plays Van Vleck on the road this week, Friday at 7:30.
Yeah, that game will also be broadcasted live on the Cobra Sports Network. So if you're not able to make it out to Van Vleck, come out and show up on the Cobra Sports Network.
Thank you for listening to today's weekly update. We appreciate all of our watchers. The interviews are up next, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back, Cobras. I'm here joined by Coach Bud to give an interview about volleyball. First question. The volleyball team has been very successful so far. How do the coaches plan on keeping this success coming?
As far as the coaches, I know energy, we like to keep the energy up, not only at practice, but like during the games. Also hitting on the high points of things that we need to do right. We harsh on the little things that add up, miss serves or kills, making sure that we are staying positive in our numbers.
Yeah. How improved was the performance against Tidehaven this Friday compared to your first district game the Cobras played?
I think it was very immensely. Oh, I messed up. Sorry.
That's weird. I can just re-ask it. Okay. How improved was the performance against Tidehaven this past Friday compared to the first district game against the Cobras played against Edna?
I think it was very well improved. They going in and having Edna as your first district game, that's the biggest rival that we have. So a lot of nerves shaken up, and against Tidehaven, it was way more relaxed, and they just came out and they played, and it was just a big difference.
Ah, good. Can you talk about some of your players that have been really stepping up in recent games?
Yes. So Kaylee Hunch has stepped up in her hitting. She's moving the ball around very well. That's something that Coach Dunn has talked to her about in her going all out and swinging and not going soft. Also, last night, Kate Simons actually hit 1,000 digs, which is a huge step for her coming in as a libero her freshman year and moving to a setter. She kind of lost touches on digs, but she was finally able to hit that milestone. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome for her. So far, the Cobras have only lost one game, which was against Columbus. What are the plans for the upcoming game against Columbus this week?
For sure, not dwelling on our mistakes and then going in and making those positive changes. We did take a set from Columbus, and we played very well during that set, and just using that energy and that momentum to come up and hopefully take the whole game from them.
Yeah. Are the
I
standings
need UIL science to Miss Davis's room, please.
okay? Are the standings looking good for the Cobras going into the playoffs?
Yes, currently we're seated right under Columbus. We see them Friday. However, we are number one small school. So the districts or the volleyball playoff actually split like football this year. There's a big school and a small school. So the top two big schools will go play in the big school region. The bottom two small schools will play. So we will be officially small school. So we won't ever have to see Columbus again after Friday.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Coach Bud, for your time. We really appreciate you coming out and giving this interview, and we wish you luck on the rest of your season.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Cobra fans. I'm joined here with quarterback Nick Kuchler to talk a little bit about football. So, Nick, what do you think the offensive keys for this game against Van Vleck are going to be?
I think our run game will be very good, and our quick passing game will be well with Aiden Yanish and Sam and Cooper Martin. The run game will be well too.
Talk about some of our offensive players that have been stepping up in the past couple of weeks. Like, who are the guys right now that you can really rely on?
I think Aiden Yanish I can rely on pretty well with like outside zone, and definitely Cooper Martin. He's always been pretty positive at running back. So
when looking at film for this week, what do you think about Van Vleck's defense compared to some of the teams we have played already?
they're good. I think the run game, like we've been doing, will be pretty positive, and quick pass game will be good too.
What's something you work on every day in practice to get better?
Just same thing every day. Quick footwork, drills, same thing we do every week.
And to wrap up this interview, what do you think has been the biggest positive for you in switching to quarterback from receiver?
Putting the ball in my hands each play, and then being able to get to Cooper and our receivers is a big positive for our team.
Well, thank you for joining me today, Nick. It was great getting to talk to you. That'll be all for the interviews. Thank you all for watching. That is all we have for this week's edition of the Cobra Sports Network Weekly Update on the best network anywhere. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back next week. As always, it's a great day to be a Cobra.